I've made my assignment. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. If I go into that assignment and I look at it, I see that I've given clear instructions about what I want, and I've attached a fancy picture and some links for some documents they might need. But I'm realizing, oh, you know what? I really need to assign a rubric to this because I want the students to understand clearly how I want that assignment to be returned me, what my expectations are. So to be clear about that, I'm going to make a rubric and attach it to this assignment. I think that this ability that EDU offers is probably in the top 5 of the most powerful features of EDU to be the ability to attach a rubric. So I'm going to say use a rubric. It's going to ask me, you want to make a new one or use one? At first, I'll just show you. If you want to make a new one, this is what it looks like, and it's real configurable where you just say edit, and it says, okay, these are my criteria. I want you to, write. Oops, sorry, spell correctly. Write. Blah blah blah. And I want that to be maybe 10 points of the grade, and I want you to read, and I want that to be 10% of the grade. And you can see it might take some time to do that, and you can assign it for poor, fair, good, and excellent. You can manipulate all those ratings. And I realized, hey, you know what? I've done this before, so I'm just going to go back to my assignments. Go back into my assignment and say, hey, let's create a rubric for this. I'm going to say, don't use this rubric because I want to use one that I've already made. So I'm going to say use rubric. I'm going to say let's take one from the library. This is a really powerful feature that you can share yours. Now the only downside is that they're not. I don't know how they get sorted. I mean, I know it's alphabetical, but I wish not everyone uses the same convention, so it's a little bit confusing. So I'm going to look for the one that says oh, it's up here. This is what it's like. You got to go and find it, but it's worth it because I've already done all this work before, and I want to find it. So here it is, blog writing rubric. And if I click that guy, it'll take me into the rubric. It'll assign the rubric, and then I can edit it from here if I want to. So topic and concluding sentences describing the main idea of the post, describe in detail all 4 aspects of your animal. So in this case, I want to edit this because we're not talking about the animal report anymore. We're talking about finding happiness. So I want to say aspects of your strategy to finding happiness. And maybe I want to make that worth 20 points right now, okay? And if I say save, then it locks it all in there, and I can save this rubric. Now, this is the part about grading you want to pay attention to. So the way the default grading is that 60 is like a D, 40 is, and anything below 60 is going to fail. So if you want them to fail, you click these guys. If you want them to have a D, this is depending on where you put the where you grade it. If they had all goods, that would be a B, and this would be an A plus. So that's how you attach the rubric, and it's really helpful because once you attach the rubric and they go into their assignment, they can see if they click on rubric, they'll see that, and for grading purposes, it makes it super simple. After we've assigned the rubric to the assignment and we log in as the student to see what she sees, we can see that the assignment's here, and if we click on it, the rubric is embedded right into the assignment right now so they can see it. And again, I put poor, fair, and good, but those you could change, and often I do, to say, hey, this is failing, this is barely failing, or barely succeeding, or this is my expectation, or this is an excellent use of this assignment for yourself. So let's say this student wants to submit an answer. She submits her answer. If she wants to resubmit a different answer, she can prepare a different answer, okay? And you can see that she submitted it this morning, okay? So let's go back in as a teacher and see what I see as a teacher. Now I can see in my assignments that one student has submitted this. If I click on that and I say grade, it'll show me the screenshot that she's attached. And if I just click on it, it shows me that screenshot. And that's very helpful, especially for the writing. I often have them upload a picture of their outline. So if they're writing, if there's a problem with their writing, I can see if it was a problem with their planning. So I look at their outline, or I can see I can kind of, it helps me gauge like where they made the mistake and give me better feedback opportunities. And so here's the greatest thing about grading it. When you go to grade it, you can just say, hey, you know, you included the topic sentence, but there was no hook. You did great detail here, and you had 4 paragraphs, but there was some poor spelling in it. And if you say save grade, it shows you right away, okay, this person got a B. So it kind of gives you an idea if you want to go back and say change grade and say, actually, you know what, you did have good grammar, but you were, you know, you didn't include all 4 of those parts, you know, and what grade is that going to be? Oh, that's a C minus. So you can kind of go back and forth on what you want. Here's the most powerful feature for me, though, is that to give them the feedback of what I think they did well. I can say, I take the time to make really detailed comments back to them. I feel like when it's timely and it's relevant and it's precise, it can be powerful. And so I try to grade these as soon as possible, and this tool kind of allows me to go through a lot of them in a pretty short amount of time. And once I've given them their comment and say save grade, you can see that if I go back into my gradebook now, and I see that this assignment listed at the top, she's the only one I've commented. If I roll my cursor over there, it'll show me the top. It'll show me the feedback that I gave her or him.